Hey, it's Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it's Wednesday. It is May 18th. This will be our chart lesson for the day, and this could be our last one for the week. Again, I do leave for Brazil on Friday, so I'm not sure how my day is going to go tomorrow yet. But if I have time, I will do a chart lesson tomorrow. If not, you'll know why there's not one tomorrow. So, again, just a reminder, I'll be gone all next week. Um, I'll have very limited access to email and stuff. I will be able to check my mail occasionally. I'll only answer emergencies. So if you would again hold your questions and things like that until after I come back, if you don't mind, because otherwise they're just going to sit there and pile up, and it'll probably be, without having looked at the chart all week, it's going to be hard for me to answer them anyway. So, but anyway, let's get on to today's chart lesson. It was really just a range day. There were two big news items today. There was 9:30. There was the crude oil report, and at 1 o'clock, of course, the FOMC is always a big one usually. Um, Generally, the crude does not affect the ES very much. Lately, it has. Today, not so much really. Um, FOMC affected the market hugely. So, in the big scheme of things, this was just a range day. And if you measure the lower range, and I actually measured all the way from the low, I ended up moving this up, but this was your overnight low to the highs. There's your first, and then once you move it up here, that would be your measured moving. So we went a few ticks higher than that, but that would have given you a nice target to work towards. Um, so, and there's several trends. There's a trend up here, a little correction trend, and then another trend up. And you probably should have also, just as secondary, looked for a measured move like this from the two leg down. And notice we didn't get that. And that's a big clue that we might sell off. The only problem is by the time you realize we're going the other way, it's so strongly it doesn't matter anyway. But a lot of times when you turn here and you start working lower and you get a nice trend to the other side, uh, the fact that you didn't reach that target lets you know that, hey, we're probably going much further in the other direction. So something to remember and think about there. But nice two-tiered channel working up. We got a break, move to a new high. We had a little flatter. This one's a little steep. This is more of the 45-degree angle here. We just really had two trends up within a trading range, and then we moved back down. We overshot this one. That was thanks to the news, most likely. But by the time we closed, we were back in. You can see we're back right in the middle of the range, basically where we started the day. So um, some pretty good moves, though. Some pretty good setups. So let's back out and talk about the trades, and we'll wrap it up for today. Make this a little bigger so it's easier for you to see. Sometimes I forget to back out, so I've been trying to remember to do that lately. Unfortunately, there wasn't a trade till after 8:30. In my opinion, this long was really tempting right here, but there's no break of that channel coming down, and it's always a risk entering there. If we'd had a close outside and a move to a new low, I'd have been all about that one. But the fact that there's no close outside that trend line, um, I think you're taking a big chance of getting stopped out. So if you want to be really, really aggressive, you probably could take that trade, but honestly, I would skip it. We're moving up. We finally get a close outside. It's questionable here. We actually closed outside here and then moved to a new high and then turned down. So technically, you could have entered here and added on here. So I really probably should have. I sat there and contemplated that really strongly, and I didn't take it, and I wish that I had of. So, but technically, I should have taken that trade, and it does fit our rules. So I'm going to go ahead and change, add a red arrow there. If you didn't enter there, though, definitely enter here. And if you wanted to, you could add on here if you didn't, because this went out the top and then turned and went right out the other side. Pulls back, makes a little double top, gives you another bearish bar. That was a pretty good setup, and you could have had a double load there. And I would have exited. If I didn't exit right here, I definitely would have extra when we bounced there again, because that's 3 times that we've exited, that we've found support there. Um, and notice what happens. We got a new swing low here. This one's lower than this one. And price is correct, and you get that first entry with that big bearish bar. And that's tempting to go short right there. And you really could have looked at that almost like a trap, but it's right into that support. And anytime you're, after a move down and you really, and look how we started, the whole overnight started sideways. So, and this is like a little failed break lower. You got to be real careful about getting short there without enough room to get out. If you did get trapped there, when you started going sideways here, I probably would have taken what it would give me and gotten out of it. But notice the new low, pull back first entry, pull back second entry, and you definitely don't want to take that one into a double bottom there. When that one fails and turns up and you get that bullish bar and it kind of sets a double swing there, go long right there. And look at it go. And this is that strong support. You try to catch that low of the day sometimes. I really like it when you get that failed break lower, and we really didn't get it this time. But you still get the same similar type setup. And then we're working higher. You get a new high, you pull back, you get a first entry, and then you go lower here. And even though you don't make a lower high, you do go lower, and you get that little trap right there. And look at that trend line. This confirms that trend line. If this had been a bullish bar, I'd have said enter here, but then you get your bullish bar here and it turns down and comes back up. Just have your stop sitting there. It does fill it. It takes off. You come back here to the trend line and notice that's a double bottom. It's a new swing low. So pull back. You're going up. First entry, you're going up. There's actually a second entry short right there, but you're not back to the trend line. So just kind of wait, and you get that little double, a next little push down. Actually, your second entry short was right here as well. You could actually, but I don't like that one because you're having to go long at the very high of this whole move up. So, but when we try to go lower 2 more times and it bounces right off that trend line, and that's a fairly bullish bar, I like entering there because you're probably headed back up to here. This is where your target is, your first target. And then it also, you notice how we're kind of going sideways there, and it's a little breakout pullback, and it bounces right off the trend line again. This one actually broke lower and then turns and goes up. This one is a little bit aggressive because you're very close to these overnight highs here, and there's not a lot of room in there. So if you do enter here, you've got to, what I would do is let it break above here and then have a limit order. And if it backed up and filled you with enough room to get out here, then I'm okay with it. Otherwise, you got to skip that trade. And it's a pretty good move up. The good thing about it is your runner would have survived here. And if you caught this one down here, you would have had a runner from the very low. It really takes off here. At first, I thought this was the channel and wasn't sure if this was maybe an overshoot or if maybe it's a 2-tiered channel. It's still hard to say. We didn't quite get up there on a measured move, so it's probably just an overshoot that leads to a reversal. But play it like this is a 2-tiered channel for now, and you're working down, you're correcting. You get your close outside, you move up, first entry, you try to make a new high, and you get your, there's actually a little trend line right up through there. You can see the break. It tries to the retest. It makes a double top. It goes out the upside and turns. It goes right out. Just have a stop there. I'd be a little bit leery of putting a stop right there all the way back down to there because you're almost to your new low, and it may just go a tick or so, or it may make a double bottom and bounce because you're still looking for a retest of these highs here on this bigger channel. But that's a nice quick trap for a short. You see it drives it on down pretty good. This was right after the news too. The news, I forgot to mention, came out at 9:30. But you can see oil didn't really, it got a little bearish there, but I think we were already coming back. And notice how it skipped right over my line right there. Let you know you probably got it in the right place. But by the time we get to here, it's kind of settled down. So, oil just didn't really affect the market today. So not worth. But you don't know that ahead of time. So but turns out to be a nice short, and then we just kind of start going sideways here. But notice this low, and then you get a first attempt to go lower, and it kind of sets that trend line right there on those two swings, and then it pulls up, and it makes a higher high, and then pulls back here, makes a double bottom, and it confirms that trend line. Look how bullish that bar is. Go long right there. Pulls back and gives you a second chance entry right there on another higher low. And then it pulls back again. Um, this made a new low here, actually, so you can count this as a new low. Pull back first. Notice you're pulling back first entry short. You're pulling back second entry short. It fails and gives you that big bullish bar off the EMA. It's close to that high, and at that point you probably would have been looking at your upper part of your channel is right there. So it's a little close to that, although there is room to get out there. So this one's borderline, almost being blue. I made it green because at that point I was looking at this being maybe a two-tiered channel. So plus it's just a first entry on that pullback. So that's the main reason it's green. So we push on up, we pull back to this trend line again. You get a first entry here, not a very good signal bar. And then it pulls back, gives you a higher low and a second entry long and a nice bullish bar right off the trend line. That's where you want to go long. It kind of takes a minute to get going, and when it pulls back again here and gives you that failed little break below that, of course you're not looking for any shorts here, so you wouldn't be thinking short at all. And it turns up and look how bullish. Just go long right there. And that thing takes off. Nice move. And then it pulls back. And this is basically a little double bottom right here. So you can treat this like, this is like a little hidden second entry short. I'm sorry, a hidden second entry long. Notice the new high, and you move down, and you got a little correction, you move down, and then you get a second entry right there. If you went to a smaller chart, you'd see that. If that doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. That's a little bit more advanced. But it pulls back to that possible midline there and bounces, and you're looking for that measured move up there. So I like that one. There's also, I don't have it on here, this trend line working up through here, and it's bounced off that trend line and the midline. So I liked it. You really don't get another chance, and that takes you really into the 1 o'clock hour, and notice how we just start going sideways. That's pretty typical going into a FOMC announcement. You can see the price action still works though. We came right off the top channel. We had a measured move here up on the range. You got a double top with a big bearish bar. So you could enter right there, but I tell you, it's really dangerous going into that 1 o'clock hour. 20 minutes or more, and I'd probably consider entering. This bar is actually at, there's only about 10 minutes till, so you can see why you probably would want to be careful with that one. But the price action is still valid. But sometimes you might get some wild swings, and it may run up here and run all these stops before it goes down. So you just can't really take that chance. Not with an FOMC type announcement, but it's a shame that you have to miss this one. So, but notice where it bounces right at the midpoint of the two-tiered channel range. There's your midpoint. This is a double top, so you got a new high here. You're moving down. First entry long, pull back second entry long. It fails right at that trend line. So you got a trap right there. Just go, this is really your signal bar. Just go short right there. And it doesn't have to be a great signal bar because it is a long trap. And it is right off the trend line. And things have kind of settled down now. And I'd be looking for a measured move. There's your first leg. So I'd be looking for that measured move. We came really close before it bounced, but as soon as it got to the other side of the channel, it bounced. Now you got a trend line working up. You get your close outside, a pullback on an attempt to retest, and it turns down right off of that midline right there and goes straight. It goes up, turns, it goes right out the other side. You could actually use a stop below that one or a stop below here since it went higher first. This one just takes off, and then notice you make a new low here. Pull back first entry, pull back second entry, a nice second entry short, lower high. And you got to figure we're going to come back down and try to reach this level. And quick, easy scalp. You don't get a runner though, but notice what happens here. This is a double top right across here. So that's a new high. Pull back first entry, pull back failed second entry long right off the EMA. Look how bearish that bar is. And you're looking for prices to come back down to these lows. And actually these lows are a little bit lower. These lows are way on down here actually, way down here. And they're a little bit lower than that actually because I moved it up. So that would be your actually overnight low. So you got plenty of room to get out right there. You can see that. It doesn't matter, it goes right on through it anyway. And that gets you pretty much, that's it for the day. Actually, I'd take that back. It did, got a little ahead of myself there. We did rally right here. You can't go short right there into those lows, into that possible trend line. This is like a little overshoot. We're working up. You get a close outside, a new high, and it turns down right off the trend line. That's a beautiful setup. We've had that set up a couple of times today. Just go short right there. It's good for a scalp, nothing more, and then it bounces again. But the rules, the trend line break of the new high and off the trend line, you can't hardly ignore that one. And that got you into the close. I really didn't see anything else I'd be willing to take today. So, really good trading day, especially this afternoon after the news came out. But there were some nice trades this morning as well. So lots of trades today, lots of movement. Wasn't consistently up or down, but it really was up consistently to the upside until it reversed, and then it pretty much was consistently down until it got into the 2 o'clock hour. We did start to rally again here. This is like a little spike in channel here. So you might have even found some longs in here if you really wanted to trade, but that was the last one I saw I'd have been willing to take that close to the end of the day. So anyway, so there it is. Good trading day. Really just a range day in the end, but you had a nice trend up and a nice trend down. That's what makes it really a great day. So I'm going to wrap it up. Not sure again if we'll be back again to do it tomorrow or not yet. But we'll see how the day goes for me today and what I've got going on tomorrow, if I'm ready to go on time or not. But again, just a reminder, I'll be gone all next week. So definitely no chart lesson on Friday, and maybe not one tomorrow either. So if I don't see you tomorrow, have a great trading week next week, and I'll see you when I get back. If I do talk to you tomorrow, if we do have a chart lesson tomorrow, I will talk to you one more time before leaving town. But I'm going to wrap it up for today. This is Matt with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.